particular on behalf of my colleagues that work in the adult ICUs, I am so personally offended that this man has come out and hoodwinked us and said that because we had a pay rise, a 3-year pay rise since 2018, I think it was, that compensates for the gruelling job that these men and women have done over the past 6 months. The Tories never got us out of COVID. The NHS did. And nurses are the backbone of that service. And I am so disgraced at him to say that we don't deserve a pay rise, okay? And what about the HCAs, the cleaners, the porters? Some of these people are on £8 an hour. These cleaners are coming into work, especially in those COVID wards. They're delving right into that COVID waste, top to toe in PPE, which is horrendous to wear for a long period of time, and probably finding it hard to rub 2 pennies together.
Can I just say, I don't know whether the people you mention, healthcare assistants and porters, are excluded from this round.
They are excluded.
They're excluded, are they?
I've gone through the list of everybody that's entitled to a pay rise, and those people in that.
That's what makes me think. But Kylie, that's what makes me think there must be something coming.
I think what's happened here is that there is a complete exploitation of the moral obligation that people like nurses have to go to work. I won't walk out of my job because the casualties will be my patient, okay? Yeah. And I wouldn't want anything to happen to those children because I walked away from my job. And I think the same applies for most people that work in this sector. And they have us over a moral barrel because they know we won't walk out because we can't.
You care.
You're right, we can. But I
No, you care. You care, I was saying. You care, not you care.
My apologies, we care, precisely. And because we have that moral obligation and because we went into a job that's a vocation, they hold us to that. And that is exactly what they've done. They've offered a pay rise to the doctors and the dentists, which they are totally and completely entitled to. But they're dancing around the issue. Oh, we gave some to the doctors and dentists, so that's okay. Well, actually, it isn't, because we're all one team, okay? And it makes, you need your cleaners. If you don't have a clean hospital, okay, you have a disaster. You don't have a hospital. If you don't have porters to deliver patients from theatre up to the ward, bring your blood up to the ward, all of those things, you don't have a service. The same goes for your physios, your nurses, your doctors. Everybody should have been entitled, and particularly I speak as a nurse who has very good friends who worked in those units and their lives have been turned upside down. Would Rishi Sunak go to work for £1,500 a month and not see his wife for weeks on end because he's staying in a hotel? Have to get onto crowded tube trains because remember there was no masks back in March and April. I was getting onto a tube to go into central London. That was tough. That's how I had to get to work.
We weren't being told that it was necessary. We were being told it wasn't, weren't we?
And I honestly believed that when Johnson was admitted to ICU and was very unwell, I truly believe that there could have been a turning point in their attitude towards the NHS. And if you think a lot of those nurses that would have been working in that ICU unit, so for example, as a rule, you're probably qualified as a nurse for about 6 months before you can go into ICU as a blanket rule, okay? So you're still very new. Some of those nurses would have been taken home short of £1,700 a month. They saved his life. They saved that man's life, and their thanks is a clap on the steps of 10 Downing Street. Keep it. The sooner Keir Starmer takes the reins from Boris Johnson, the better, because he has completely betrayed us.